Guten Abend, ladies and gentlemen. Wie geht es euch? It is my hope and it is my plea that each and every one of you is doing all right. We are about to begin, and today I would like us to tackle a very important topic. We are commencing in a few seconds. Please ensure that you are in a position to see the screen clearly. If in case there is anything, whether through my speaking or the screen that is not clear, please feel free to comment. Now I'm giving us time to get the books, get yourself a pen and a paper, just somewhere clear. You could note some few things down. And again, I'd like you to comment and just state from where are you joining us live as we're about to begin. And so, even as I go ahead, this is going to tackle eins sprechen. That is eins sprechen. To those of you who are just joining in, let me say willkommen. Please let me know from where you are tuning in, even as we get to proceed. And so, as I was saying, is that I'd like us to cover this bit on sich vorstellen. The reason as to why I pointed this out is because I have noticed mistakes that people make when tackling this part one of the eins sprechen. Please go ahead and comment below. Where are you watching us from? Let me quickly introduce myself. I would say, ich bin Lehrer Fred. I'm Teacher Fred, and I handle the German level, so the A1, the A2, the B1, the B2, and all the rest. So let me see from where are you watching from. Oh, I see Florence. Florence, you say, ich bin Florence. Ich komme aus Kenia und lebe in Irak. Sehr gut, Florence. Let me say, willkommen. Willkommen, Florence, okay? Nice, nice. So please, let us go ahead. This topic is referred to as, let me just move my screen a bit. It is the sich. Remember the S in German takes the Z sound. This one here. Sich vorstellen. Sich vorstellen, which now means self-introduction, all right? So the very first aspect I have is Name. Name, don't say name. In English it's name, but in German is Name. So there are three basic ways you could choose to say your name here. Now the first one is mein Name ist. Mein Name ist. Number two, you could say ich bin, that is I am, or lastly, ich heiße. So you could say mein Name ist, or ich bin, or lastly, ich heiße. Florence, let me know which level are you in, Florence? Let me just quickly find out which level are you currently in. You can go ahead and share below. So those are the three ways you say your name. Mein Name ist, ich bin, or ich heiße. All right? And then the second one is languages. That is Sprachen. Sprachen. Remember SP, sp. Don't say Sprechen. No, Sprachen. Sprachen. Guys, don't mind my background. I think there's a celebration, but I believe you can hear me, right? Sprachen, which is languages. Now, people again confuse this. Let me just point out something real quick. People normally confuse this word here. We have Sprachen, right? And Sprechen. Sprachen is languages, but Sprechen is to speak, all right? Don't confuse the two. Oh, all right, all right. I see. I remember now, Florence. Yeah? So remember, Sprachen is language, but Sprechen is to speak, right? So I speak. Now you say, ich spreche. Okay? Ich spreche. I speak. And then you go right ahead and say the language you speak. Like in the example, I have English. And you notice but that most languages in German tend to take the ending SCH. English. And then Deutsch. Okay. Ich spreche Englisch, Deutsch, Swahili, Spanish, Arabisch, etc., etc. So please, the main emphasis again, do not confuse Sprachen and Sprechen. And then the third thing here is on Heimatland. Heimatland, which now means your home country. So you say where you come from, simply say, Ich komme aus. Ich komme aus, I come from. And then you go right ahead and you say the country that you come from. I'm going to move my screen a bit. The next one is Familienstand. Now, Familienstand is your marital status. Now, I could say, ich bin ledig. Ledig is now single, or verheiratet. Verheiratet, which is married. And then you have getrennt. Getrennt, which is separated, yeah? And then number 5 is Geschwister. Now, Geschwister is your siblings. Your siblings, right? You say the siblings you have. I could say, ich habe 5 Geschwister. I could also say, ich habe 2 Brüder und 2 Schwestern. Number 6 is now your Beruf. Beruf is your profession. Beruf is your profession. Now, again, people make mistake of saying, mein Beruf ist. That is wrong. You should say, ich bin. For example, ich bin, and then Lehrer von Beruf. Ich bin Pilot von Beruf. Or lastly, you could also say, ich bin Student. Right? And then I have here hobby. Now, hobby is simply, it could depend if you're talking about one hobby or 2 or more. Now, if you only say one hobby, you would go ahead and say, mein Hobby ist. Mein Hobby ist, for example, tanzen. But if I now say 2 or more, now we'll say, meine Hobbys sind. Remember, if it is 1 is, mein Hobby ist. But if it's 2 or more, you know, say, meine Hobbys sind. For example, meine Hobbys sind singen und tanzen. All right? There's this NB I wanted to share with us again. Now, this word, which is normally referred to as lieblings. Don't say lieblings. No, it is lieblings. Lieblings now means favorite. Lieblings is favorite. Example, you could say, so normally it is attached to various words. It could be Lieblingsmusik, Lieblingsauto, favorite music, Lieblingsauto, favorite car, Lieblingsbuch. Yeah, so this Lieblings means favorite. We normally attach it to various nouns and then takes the gender of that noun, yeah? Maybe I want to say, my favorite car is Porsche. Now I'll say, mein Lieblingsauto ist Porsche. All right? And that is basically, or these are the phrases that you normally or basically use when introducing yourself. Now, what I'd like us to do in the as we finalize, I'd like you to go ahead and briefly introduce yourself. Just go ahead and type in the comment section, introducing yourself. I will read some few examples as we now come to an end. I'd like to give us the chance to introduce ourselves in German. You can go ahead and type briefly in the comments. I will read some few examples even as we conclude. I see someone has already given an example here. I will read the example from Florence. Florence, you say like this. Hallo, ich bin Florenz. Ich komme aus Kenia und lebe in Irak. Super. That is nice. I'm going to take 1 more, 2 more from the comments. Who else wants to give a try and introduce themselves briefly? Now, these ones will not only help you in the A1 examination. I'm going to give us time to type, yeah? It will not only help you in the exams, but also in the real world as you communicate with others, yeah? And that's why it's very essential that you're always practicing in how to briefly introduce yourself. All right? Well, then I see that we've all understood up until here. And if there is no further question, then I'd like us to end right here. I will finish by saying that the only way for you to keep learning or speaking better is through speaking or practicing. Don't say that I will speak when I'm perfect. No, begin speaking as early as now. Through that mistake that you make is how you get to learn better, okay? Well then, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say, das ist alles für heute. Das ist alles für heute. Gute Nacht und schlaft gut. and I'll be seeing you in the next one, yeah? Someone has just introduced themselves before I conclude, yeah? Okay, let me just take the last one. Hallo, ich bin Peter. Ich wohne in Katar, oder? Aber ich komme aus Kenia. Sehr gut. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will bring us to the end of today's class. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Tschüss und gute Nacht.